Hello students, myself Mallesh, lecturer, Mechanical Engineering, Department of Collegiate and Technical Education. Today I am going to teach you steam boilers unit 2 in Applied Thermal Engineering for 5th semester Mechanical Engineering students. Students, in my previous session, that is session 8, I have explained various mechanical drought system. Those are artificial drought, or forced drought, induced drought, balanced drought, advantages of forced drought over induced drought. So these are the concepts I have explained in the session 8. So I hope you are gone through these concepts and you are learn very well. So let's move on to the next contents. So this is a session 9. So I am going to explain various steam jet drought systems. So in these steam jet drought systems, initially from types of steam jet drought, induced steam jet drought, forced steam jet drought, advantages of induced steam jet droughts and disadvantages of induced steam jet droughts, and comparison between forced drought and induced drought. So these are the content is going to explain in this session. So students, let's take a look here. What is steam jet drought then? So in previous sessions I have explained the boiler drought system. So from the drought system is nothing but is a difference in pressure. So it will applicable or it will be used in boiler system to continuously flow of flue gases from the boilers to the through chimney and to the atmosphere. So that is the one major reason why we are to use the drought system. So in that, so the classification, we have seen classification among various classification. We have a natural drought system and we have a artificial drought system. So again, in artificial drought system we have a forced, induced, and we have a balanced. Similar way, this also be another drought system, that is steam jet drought system. So here we are not using any mechanical means. That means we are not using any motor or any pump here or any blower here, but we are using jet, steam jet, that will be drawn from the boiler and it will be used for the creation of a drought. So for that purpose we can call this as a steam jet drought system. So let's take a look on what is steam jet drought. So this is a simple and easy method for producing artificial drought without the need of electric motor. I already conveyed the message, that is the steam jet drought doesn't having any electric motor. So here what will be going to use then? Here we are using steam jet. This is the steam jet are installed to produce the drought effect. So for that purpose we can call this the steam jet drought. So when a small portion of a steam is passed through the jet or a nozzle, the pressure energy converts to kinetic energy and the steam comes out with a high velocity. So this is the basic procedure. Okay, the steam with a high pressure from the boiler is drawn and passes through the nozzle. It will converted into pressure energy in the nozzle. The pressure energy is converted into kinetic energy. This energy is included with, this energy is mixed with coming flue gases in the path of that is the flue gas will flows out of the chimney. In the path we have provided the steam jet. So then this kinetic energy of the steam will mixes with flue gas, then the flue gas will flows out through the chimney. So this is the one concept we have developed for the steam jet droughts. So here the high velocity steam carries along with it a large mass of air or flue gases and makes it flow through the boiler. Yes, I already told. So here the steam with high velocity, it carries the flue gases or air. It comes out of the boiler. It make flow through the boiler, out of the boiler. So this will leads this kinetic energy of the jet will leads the flue gases flows through out of the boiler. Actually, the steam jet is directed towards a fixed direction and carries all its energy in kinetic form. So here the concept is the pressure energy of a steam jet will convert it into kinetic energy. This will leads to flowing of flue gases throughout of the boiler. So that's why we can call here the form of the energy here is a kinetic form. It creates some vacuum in its surroundings and attracts the air or flue gases either by carrying along with it. So it creates some vacuum in surroundings. So why? Because so here the energy will be more inside the boiler. So that is kinetic energy. So this will create the vacuum outside. Then it attracts the air of the flue gases from inside either by carrying along with it. So it will carry along with it. That's the purpose we can use as a kinetic form. Thus, it has a capacity to make the flow of the flue gas towards chimney. So that's why, for that purpose, the kinetic energy will leads the flue gas will flow towards the chimney. That is one concept here. This is the flue gas will towards chimney. We can expect from the kinetic form of the jet. So the following are the two main types of steam jet draughts. Those are induced steam jet draught and forced steam jet draught. So if the steam jet is directed into the smoke box nearer the chimney, the air is sucked through the system into the smoke box. So let's see what is as usual in mechanical draught system we have a three, that is forced, induced, and we have balanced. So here also in steam jet draught also we have a two classification. Those are induced and forced. It depends upon the mounting of the steam nozzle. Whether the steam nozzles mounts are installed before the boiler or in the boiler or at the grate of the boiler or at the furnace of the boiler, then we can call as a forced steam jet draught. So the same nozzle, jet of nozzle will install at the end of the or at the nearer to the chimney, we can call as a induced steam jet draught. So let's take a note after in future slide how the induced and forced draughts are works. So if the steam jet is directed into the smoke box nearer the chimney, the air is sucked through the system into the smoke box. So then we can call as we have a induced steam jet draught. So if the jet is located before grate, air is forced to the system. So the jet is located before the grate, air is forced to the system. Then we can call as a forced jet draught system. Let's take a note. So here the steam nozzles are installed at the smoke box, that is very nearer to the chimney. The air is sucked through the system into the smoke box. So such system we can call as the induced steam jet draught system. So if the jet is located before the grate, air is forced to the system, then we can call as a forced jet system. So induced type is favored has forced draught increases heat losses. So here the induced type is more favorable than forced one because the heat loss will be more. So let's see what is induced steam jet draught. So the jet of the steam is turned into smoke box or chimney, or that will be provided at the bottom of the chimney where the smoke box is mounted. The kinetic head of the steam is high but static head is low. Here you take the point here, the kinetic head will be less and the static head will be low, and it will produce a partial vacuum which brings the air through the grate, hash pit, flues, and then to motor box and chimney. So here the kinetic head of the steam will be more compared to static head. For that reason it will produce a partial vacuum which brings the air. See, when the static head will more and the kinetic head will less, then the creation of vacuum will possible. So due to vacuum, the surrounding air will be flows inside the furnace or a grate, hash pit, flues, then the motor box and chimney. It will flows to the air will flows inside the boiler or a furnace. Induced draught is produced by steam jet in case of low. So now the concept is clear. So here, due to conversion of kinetic head to static head, the sucking power of the sucking power is possible. For that reason, the air from the surrounding will enters to the grate as well as motor box and chimney. So that is possible when the air enters inside. These induced steam jet draught extract, or it will be what say you can induced. It means it will be suck the flue gas, and it will suck the flue gas. The flue gas will be flows through through out of the chimney. So that is the reason we can call as induced steam jet draught. So induced draught is produced by steam jet in case of locomotive. The one main application of these induced steam jet draught is used in preferably in locomotive boilers. So you already been before session, in previous session I have explained how the locomotive boilers are there. So we have a two, you have seen the locomotive boiler, how the locomotive boiler will, it is a mobile boiler and it will be flows one place to another place. So you have watched the video as well as you have known how the locomotive will work. So in such cases, these type of the jet draft systems are going to used. When a locomotive in stationary, steam from the boiler may be supplied to the smoke box through the nozzle to create draught. So the locomotive boiler is not stationary, it's a mobile boiler. So when it is in stationary, then steam from the boiler may be supplied to the smoke box through the nozzle. While locomotive is running, due to motion of the air flows to the furnace. Due to motion of the air, it will automatically flows to the furnace. So this is the concept of induced steam jet draft system. So students, let's have a look on this video. You have a brief idea how the steam jet draft will work.
I am Arun Giri. So our today's topic is steam jet draught boiler. So in previous video we have seen about the natural draught and artificial draught. In artificial draught we have seen forced draught, induced draught and balanced draught. Now we will see steam jet draught boiler. So how it works we will see now. So first of all we will discuss the system, how the system is working. Okay. So this is the boiler. Okay, and this is the steam nozzle and this is the chimney. Okay, so what happens when sufficient pressure generated in this boiler, then what happens, one line is connected with the steam line and this steam is spread in this section of the boiler with steam nozzle. Okay, so what happens when steam is spread in this section? So due to steam pressure, this gas goes out in the atmosphere through this stack. Okay, and when this gas goes out to the stock, then what happens? Some negative pressure generated in this chamber. So through this negative pressure, a fresh atmospheric air sucked inside this chamber. Okay, so like this it is working, and its a major advantage is that it does not require fan and blower or motor. Okay, it simply works on the pressure of the steam nozzle, and that steam is also coming from this boiler. Okay, and its major disadvantage is that when we are starting the boiler, then boiler doesn't have any steam pressure. So at the start we can't produce draught with the help of this steam nozzle, because in the starting their boiler doesn't have any steam pressure. When boiler generate sufficient steam pressure, then only this steam jet draft system work. So this is its major drawback. Okay, so this is all about the topic, today's topic. So I hope you like the video. If you like the video, then please press the like button and subscribe my channel.
Students, you may watch the video. It will clearly shows how the induced draught will work. So I am going to show in 2D diagram. Let's see here. So here, so this is the tube. This is the shell containing. We have a tubes. Here you have a nozzle, that is steam jet nozzle. The exhaust steam will be supplied from the boiler to this boiler shell. So the steam will be supplied here. When the high pressure steam will supplied through the nozzle, the pressure energy will converted into kinetic energy. So that reason the pressure inside the shell will get minimized and it will reach below the pressure of these hot flue gases. So for that reason here the vacuum will created. So for that the air flow will occur. So once the air flow will occur, it will carries the flue gas along with that. So that air will mixes with steam and it flows to the exhaust steam and through out of the chimney and to flue gases. So these are induced steam jet rods are mounted at the smoke box near chimney. Then it is called as induced steam jet rod. So if the steam jet rod will be provided at the near the grate surface, then we can call as a forced steam jet rod system. So this will clearly shows how the steam jet rod will work. So due to the steam jet, the kinetic head the kinetic head will develop here. So these due to kinetic energy, it will induced, or it will suck the flue gases from coming out from the furnace. So that will mixes and it will flows through the chimney, and it will flows through out of the boiler. This is the working of induced steam jet rod system. So move on to forced steam jet rod system. So here steam jet is pushing or forcing the air and flue gases to flow through the boiler. Hence it is forced steam jet rod. Okay, it is a little bit opposite to the induced steam jet rod. Here the forced system, we are pushing the air and flue gases towards the chimney and through out of the boiler. So for that reason we can call as it's a forced steam jet rod system. Here the steam from the boiler, after having been throttled to a gauge pressure of 1.5 to 2 bar, is supplied to jet or nozzle installed in the hash pit. So here the the nozzle will installed at the hash pit. So here the pressure of the steam will supplied nearly 1.5 to 2 bar. So this will enough to convert from pressure energies to kinetic energy. So this is the happening in the hash pit by the usage of nozzle or a jet. The steam rising out of the nozzles with a great velocity drags air by the fuel bed, furnace, flue passage, and then to the chimney. Let's see here, the steam rising out of the nozzle with the great velocity drags, that means pushes, drags the air, it means drags receive the air by the fuel bed and furnace, the flue passages, and then to the chimney. The flue gases will passes and passes through the chimney, and it will moves out of the chimney. So students, these are the forced dart system, forced steam jet dart system and induced steam jet system. So here majorly we are going to use comparatively induced steam jet rods. Induced steam jet rod will be the more feasible and more application oriented devices than forced dart system. So here what are the advantages we may going to list here. So these are the advantages while comparing to the forced steam jet rod system. So it's a quite simple and cheap. The induced steam jet rod has the capability of using low grade fuels. Again, you can use for low grade fuels also, you can use this type of rod system. It occupies very less space. It is quite simple and cheap because only one nozzle is enough. To get the jet. For that purpose, it's a very the occupied space is very less, and it's simple, and it's a very cheap. The initial cost is very low here. The maintenance cost is also very low. Exhaust steam from the steam engine or turbine can be used easily in the steam jet rod. So here the steam from the engine can be used easily in the steam engine because very easy. There is any additional devices or anything is not required for this device, this Drought system. For that purpose, whatever the steam is produced from the steam turbine, it will directly used in the Drought system. So that is a one major advantage of using induced Drought system. So when we have a two disadvantages by using steam jet Drought system, that is it can operate only when some steam is generated. Yes, that's a problem here. So when the locomotive boiler will in a stationary position, the steam from the boiler will be with less pressure. In that cases, it will be very not suitable for in those applications. So that's why it's a very it will operate only when some steam is generated. Drought produces very low. Yes, actually the simple nozzles are going to use. For that purpose, we may not expect more efficiency by using this type of draughts. So for that purpose, the Drought, the effect will produce very low. That is the one disadvantages. So let's move on a comparison between forced Drought and induced Drought of steam jet. So what are the forced Drought and okay, normally comparing what is forced Drought and how it will differ with the induced Drought. So here in forced Drought we have fan blower is placed before gate. Here fan or blower is placed after gate. The pressure inside the flue gas is slightly more than atmospheric pressure. By using forced Drought, here it will be slightly less than atmospheric pressure, almost it is negative pressure. So fan requires less power, but here required more power because it will fan pushes, but here fan extract. So for that purpose, the power required for the induced fan is more. Again, the flow of the flue gases through the boiler is more uniform here, but here the flue gases through the boiler is less uniform. You may not expect uniform flow of induced fans, but we can expect the uniform flow of flue gases through the boiler. So the danger of fire in case of leakage of the fire. Here we have major danger. You will get more dangerous by using forced Drought fan because it will push us, means it will blow out the flame in the furnace will blows out of the boiler. That maybe leads to accident. So for that purpose, here leakages may possible. For that purpose, this is more dangerous. No danger of fire in case of leakage of flue gas. Here we are cold air, we are sucking the air. For that purpose, the no need of any dangerous is possible in the path of flue gases, or while moving the flue gases there is no any danger may expect from this induced Drought. These are the comparison between forced Drought and induced Drought. So students, in this session I have explained the steam jet Drought. In that I have explained two types: forced steam jet Drought and induced steam jet Drought. So I have taken advantages and I described the comparisons also. Please go through these slides, and you have go through these slides, and you may understand how these steam jet Drought will be used in the power plants. So let's take a note on multiple choice questions. Students, I have prepared MCQs for your reference. Please just go through these. So the first question is: the Drought in the locomotive boiler is produced by. The question is that I already explained in these sessions. These boilers, steam jet Drought system is preferably used in locomotive boiler. So for that purpose, you can give answer is a steam jet. Again, second question: the Drought may be produced by. So the Drought may be already told, either may be mechanical, it may be a steam, or it may be chimney, etc. All of these. The answer is all of these. So student, these are the MCQs for your reference, and I have given some activities for your better understanding of the Drought system. So please visit any near railways factory or workshop. There you will see some locomotive engines, railway locomotive engines. There you have a locomotive boilers. Please find the locomotive boiler. In that you have a steam jet Drought devices. You just go through there and you write up the position of the steam jet Drought, whether it may be induced or forced. You just take a note on and prepare a detailed report. So this is the activity for your future understanding. So let's take a reference. Students, I have used these books. Please note these books, and for your reference, just take the note on these books. You just go through these books and you will understand in detail about how these steam jet Drought are applicable and how these steam jet Droughts are used. So any question, please put a mail on malaysian@gmail.com. I will give you the clear clarification about your questions. Thanking you. That's all from this session. Actually, I have finished all the sessions with all the content of the steam boilers from session 1 to session 9. So I have another session 10 for your review. Please just go through and refer my all session for the complete details of this chapter for your 5th semester mechanical engineering. So you will understand detailedly how these boilers are works, and how the Drought systems and mountings and accessories, etc. and all you will going to learn from this my slide, my PPT. You just go through that. Any doubts or any clarification, please put a mail on my mail ID is given. Thanking you once again. I will going to join in other session with some review session. Thanking you. Until then, stay safe, stay home.